What is going on, everybody? I am the FD Guru, bringing to you guys a Wednesday MLB edition of my DFS podcast. As usual, I'm going to be talking about the main slate here tonight. We have 11 games on the slate. Tonight's games are spaced out pretty well. We have 3 early games at 6:40 Eastern. I will be doing a lineup for that, but only to my Twitter subscribers. I will not be posting it on my website. And we have a 3-game after-hour slate as well that I will be doing. There's only one real rain threat on this slate, and that is Toronto at Chicago, the White Sox. So I'm going to leave that game out of it. Won't have a good idea on if it's really going to have some troubles or not until closer to first pitch. Going to talk to you guys about a pitcher I like, 2 infield, 2 outfield value plays. I hope you guys all had a great holiday weekend, a nice extended weekend. Today definitely feels like a Monday, considering yesterday on July 4th we had, day baseball, drinks, hangovers. It felt like a Sunday. I woke up today and my brain was all screwed up because now I got to do PGA tonight as well. We have a tournament for the John Deere Classic tomorrow as well. So expect plenty of things up on my website later on today. So for pitcher, I don't think this is a chalky slate whatsoever. There's a couple of different stacks you can go with. There's not really a clear-cut pitcher that should be chalky. I don't mind Pablo Lopez. He's just a little expensive. His price went up strictly because of his matchup against the Royals. He's a huge favorite. I think they're minus 250 at home. He's looked really good as of late. He had a tough start to the year, which is why he has a 4.24 ERA. But his last 5 starts have looked really good. One of those starts was 32. The other 4, 40-plus fantasy points. So if you have the extra money, go for it. He's just a little expensive. If you want to save the money, I like Seth Lugo. He's been pretty solid all year. He can go 5 to 6 innings. 8,600 is a good price on him. San Diego, a pitcher's ballpark. Mike Trout just got put on the IL. One less angel hitter to worry about. It's really Trout and Ohtani as the real threats. So with Trout not in the lineup, that makes Lugo's day a little bit easier. Ohtani pulled from his start last night with a blister issue. They're saying he can still run as their DH, but you got to at least think that there's some concern that he might sit out a couple of games. If Ohtani's out too, hitting obviously even better. The Angels strike out a decent amount. Even if Ohtani plays, I still like this matchup for Lugo. 8,600. He's looked pretty solid outside of his bad start against the Royals. He basically, he's averaging 28 fantasy points a game. At 8,600, he really only needs 24 plus. This is a pretty good spot. Again, it's not a chalky night, so Lugo's not exactly a must-play. Lopez isn't a must-play, but those are definitely the 2 pitchers that stand out to me the most. I went with Soroka last time he started, but he's got him to 9,300. He was 7,300 last start, super low owned, and he had a great start where y'all know how good he can be, but he's properly priced. I probably won't be looking at him tonight. We're going to go with Seth Lugo and Pablo Lopez as the pitchers in this video. For the infield, this Reds and Nationals game looks like a really good offensive game, a 9.5 over-under. If Dominic Smith is batting cleanup tonight, we can save a bunch of money here. He's almost minimum price, 2,300. Graham Ashcraft is having a terrible year, 6.66 ERA. I mean, more like Graham Ashcraft because he's just been complete ass this year. On the road here, Nationals should be able to score some runs. Dominic Smith, his extra base hits aren't there. He really only hits singles, but at the same time, he's on an 8-game hitting streak. He hit a homer a few games ago, so that's at least worth something. Maybe he can get the extra base hits going. But at 2,300, Nationals are in a good spot to score some runs. I do like this game to stack tonight with that 9.5 over-under. Second play, the Padres should be able to score against Patrick Sandoval of the Angels, a lefty. Again, like I was saying with Seth Lugo, the Padres minus 250 favorites tonight, a decent over-under. They should score some runs. The Padres offense has been clicking as of late. They looked really good against Ohtani yesterday. Sandoval's bringing a 4.6 ERA into this game. He's on the road, so nothing special for him. Machado, 5 for his last 8 at-bats. Maybe he's starting to find something. 3 out of his last 4 games, multi-hit games. 3,200 is too cheap on a guy like Machado. Expect him to raise that average before the All-Star break and maybe raise those power numbers a little bit more as well. Batting cleanup, projected to bat cleanup. He's in a really good spot at this price with the righty-lefty matchup against Patrick Sandoval. First outfield play, let's go back to this Nationals-Reds game and go on the other side of things. Jake Fraley, 3,300 now. We've seen him at like 2,800, 3,000, so 3,300 isn't the best price on him, but it's still fairly cheap for the matchup and how well he's been playing this year. 275 average is great for a guy like Jake Fraley, especially when he has 50 RBIs. He should be batting 5th tonight behind De La Cruz, as he usually does. And he's had a pretty solid year. He steals bases. Him and TJ Friedl have had some good breakout seasons for the Reds here. They play very similar playing style. Fraley has a little bit more pop than Friedl, but he can steal bases. So this is a pretty good spot. He's had some massive games this year, getting over 20 fantasy points in a handful of games. He's averaging 11 on the year. It's a good matchup against Josiah Gray. It's basically a pick'em between the Nationals and Reds in this game, and it's a 9.5 over/under. So anyone in the top 5 of this Reds lineup is going to look pretty good. Fraley's price is catching my eye. And then the last play, if you go with Pablo Lopez, it's going to be very tough to spend up on Acuna, but if you go with a guy like Seth Lugo, the money is there. You can spend the 4,800 on Acuna. If you have the money, this guy is on another planet. If you look at his game log, he has double-digit fantasy points in consecutive games since June 18th. He hasn't got a 0 since June 9th. It's been almost a full month since this guy has gone over. Knowing me now, let's watch him go 0 for 5 tonight. But it's a 10 over/under. The Braves are favorited. Cal Quantrill's been bad this year, a 6.18 ERA. He should get 5 at-bats. He's an absolute superstar. He has 6 stolen bases in his last 6 games. He is just the ultimate fantasy superstar. I'm okay spending 4,800 on him. He has been, half of his games he's outscoring pitchers. This guy is crazy. The game log is nothing like I've seen in any recent time. Just jaw-dropping numbers here. If you can spend up on Acuna, this guy is on a different planet. So I like Acuna. If you pick Seth Lugo, you can get to him. If you go with Pablo Lopez, spending 10-8 on a pitcher, it's going to be very difficult to spend 4-8 on an outfielder and have a realistic lineup. So, do with that info as you please. But that'll do it for my picks in this video, guys. Like the video, make sure you're subscribed. Get back to my website, closer to lock, fd-guru.com for all of my content. Let's have a big Wednesday. Heading into the end of the week here, it feels like we're doing the beginning of the week, but nonetheless, let's have a great night. Until next time, I am the FD Guru, and I'm signing off. Peace.